Hello all, this is Jetta Crow with another haul video for the week of June 29th, 2023. I have a lot of Blu-Rays to cover this week, but first let's go ahead and do the comic books. I got a few here. From Marvel Comics, we have The Amazing Spider-Man number 28, Legacy number 922, with Spider-Man and the Gold Goblin having trouble with Dr. Octopus and his brand new tentacles. Next up, we have Silk number 2. I enjoyed the first issue quite a bit. She's basically in kind of a brainwashing machine, and the way they're messing with her head is she's going through all these different scenarios that are based off of different movie genres. So like this cover here is a Western theme, so it's not a variant cover. This cover actually is relevant to the story inside. But anyway, I liked it. I'm a little bit surprised that they bothered giving a legacy number on this title. It was the legacy number 38. It's only a 5-issue miniseries, but okay, c'est la vie. Moving on to Boom Studios, which I actually have quite a few Boom titles this week. First up, we have a brand new miniseries. It is Creed: The Next Round, number 1. I believe it takes place roughly 10 years after Creed 3. Adonis is now, he's training his daughter to be the next generation of Creed boxers and make her the new world champion. Which, being from Flint, we know a thing or two about world champion female boxers. Next up, we have The Neighbors number 4. Okay. And we have this new one shot. It is Power Rangers Unlimited, the Coinless number 1. With introducing a brand new team of comic exclusive Rangers. I took a peek through this book earlier to check it out. I gotta say the lineup is pretty interesting, including a long-time fan favorite character finally getting to be officially a Power Ranger, but I'll leave it at that. I look forward to reading this in more detail later. Lastly, from Boom Studios, we have The Seasons Have Teeth, issue number 3. I think there's only one more issue to go. From Dynamite, we have Vampirella versus the Superpowers number 2. Wonderful cover, because as always, I get the listener cover whenever available. Moving on to Zenescope, we have this one shot that's a couple months late, but better late than never. It is Gretel, Mortal Vices, with 32 pages of content. And finally, also from Zenescope, we have Grimm Fairy Tales, issue number 73. With 22 pages of content. And that wraps up the comic books. Now we're going to move on to the Blu-Rays. I got about 15 titles to show off. I went and got caught up on some more recent titles, plus got a few things on sale, including this one. I got this from the Disney Movie Club. It is 12 Years a Slave. I actually already have a copy of this. I bought this used a few years ago, but when I got home, it turned out it was a rental copy, which, as far as watching the movie itself, that's perfectly fine, but with rental copies don't always include all the extra features that the regular release will have. Also, on the disc itself, it'll have rental copy right all over it, and it's like, eh. Like, as a collector, that's like, eh. But, I wanted to get a proper copy of this movie. Excellent movie, by the way. But I was willing to wait, and with the Disney Movie Club recently, I got a brand new title, which I'll be showing off in a few minutes here. And I had a coupon for buy one title at regular price, get other titles, everything else 60% off. So this came out to like just a little over $7. So actually, no, that was another title. It was a little over $7. This was actually less than $7. So I got it pretty cheap, brand new copy. So 12 Years a Slave, and it is an Academy Award Best Picture winner, which falls into one of my other sub-collections within my Blu-ray collection, as I do want to eventually have all the Academy Award Best Picture winners, all the Oscar Best Picture winners in my collection. And I'm about a little over a third there, you know. So it's quite a bit. I mean, it was over 90 winners, but I got over 30 of them, so we're getting there. Next up, classic for, well, maybe I'm overusing the term classic, but a very enjoyable, silly movie from the early 90s. It is Arachnophobia. I got this for $4. John Goodman, awesome as the Exterminator. It's a silly, somewhat, I guess it qualifies as a horror movie. It's not a graphic, gory horror movie by any means, but it's as scary as, say, a Ghostbusters movie, in my opinion. But anyway, unless you actually have arachnophobia, I guess. If you have arachnophobia, then this is one of the scariest movies in the world to imagine. But I quite enjoyed it, and for $4, why not? Alright. Next up, I got this one off the Disney Movie Club, pre-ordered it, and got... This is the one I bought, and then was able to get a bunch of other titles for 60% off. It is the 4K release of Avatar: The Way of Water. One of the biggest hits of last year. I'm of a certain generation, so I'm not a big fanboy for Avatar, but I still appreciate the special effects in the film, and you know, as far as the plot being a knockoff of Ferngully, at least the original one was, it's whatever. It's like, there's only so many stories you can really tell, so it's, after a while, it's all about the execution. But there is the movie itself on Blu-ray, there is the 4K version, and then hiding behind the 4K is all the bonus features on the Blu-ray. This is a... Oh yeah, excuse me. Ultimate Collector's Edition. Oh yeah, almost forgot that part. Oh yeah, because the slip cover, it's covered up by this sticker. So, but yeah, Ultimate Collector's Edition. But anyway, got Avatar: The Way of the Water. I was surprised that I went ahead and got that early. I was willing to wait a while, but when I saw the deal, I went ahead and jumped on the deal. So, and it also came with this lithograph, since I got this from the Disney Movie Club. So, nice. Also, I got from the Disney Movie Club, this one was the one that was just a little over $7 after it was 60% off. And it was an Academy Award Best Picture nominee from this past year. It is the Banshees of Inisherin, which I really, really like this one. And had this one won instead of Everything Everywhere All at Once, I would not have been mad. But I am a little bit mad about this, though. There is a slight tear. When I got this, the case was punctured, and I do have some replacement cases laying around, so I just took the jacket out, the disc out, put in a brand new case, so the case isn't all screwed up. But it did end up leaving a tear in the artwork itself, which I'm a little bummed by that. I'm probably not going to bother raising a stink about it this time, but I'm gonna, if that happens again, I'm gonna have a different tone for you know, I expect that stuff from Amazon. I didn't expect it from them, but again, c'est la vie. But the Banshees of Inisherin. Alright, got this one. This is animated film. It is Batman and Superman, Battle of the Super Sons. So all about Robin, Damian Wayne, and Superboy, Jonathan Kent. I liked the Super Sons duo. Damian is actually one of my favorite characters of the past couple of decades of you know, the modern era, modern Batman characters. And so I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Let's take a look at the case itself. Artwork is the same as expected. Open your up. Oops. Forgot to take the digital code out of that one. Well, there's the disc itself. And yeah, that is Batman and Superman, Battle of the Super Sons. And as you can see there, they're going to be fighting Starro, because I think that's what the plot is basically the Justice League and all the other major heroes get taken over by Starro, get possessed by Starro, and oh yeah, yep, because there you go on the back there. And it's up to Robin and Superboy to save the day. So, yay, yay, yay. This one is a couple years old, but I wasn't a big fan of the original, so I was in no rush to see this. But I got this for less than $5, so, and it still had the slipcover even, so I went ahead and got this. It is Dune. This is the, I want to say what, the 2022 or 2021 version. But I heard it's a little more coherent than the original Dune from the 80s, which that wouldn't be hard to do. The original Dune is a really weird movie. I've tried watching it several times throughout my lifetime and never been able to really get into it, but I'm hoping that this one fares better. I mean, I definitely like the cast in this one. I mean, you got Oscar Isaacs and Jason Momoa. There's Zendaya, all them in there. All right. Here's the DVD on the left and the Blu-ray on the right. Of course, all these so far have been plain Jane inside because these are pretty much studio releases. They're not boutique releases. Next one. This one's been hard to find, and when I ordered it off of Amazon, when it first came out, I was having it got lost in transit somehow. Eventually, Amazon went ahead and canceled the order and offered me a refund. So I was a little bummed out, but Best Buy had one copy left, and weird enough, when I tried to buy it, it wasn't in their system. So the clerk, she was on the ball and was able to look it up on her phone and find out how much Best Buy was selling it for and manually put it in. So she rocked. But anyway, this is Jesus Revolution. I have no idea why this movie's been so hard for me to get a hold of, but I've been wanting to check it out for a while. And it's all about the big revival from the 70s, the Jesus Revolution, with Kelsey Grammer. Let's open it up. And of course, it's DVD and Blu-ray, and of course, Lionsgate's a major studio, so it's a plain Jane. I think occasionally Paramount does something a little special with their packaging, but pretty much the major studios, they keep it basic. I think the boutique labels are kind of spoiling me. This one, a favorite of mine from the 2000s. I would say this is probably one of my... It's definitely in my top 20 movies of the 2000s. Might be not quite that high on other people's lists, but it is one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies. If not my favorite Nicolas Cage movie, probably an underrated Nicolas Cage movie, and it is Lord of War. Got this at Best Buy. It is the Steelbook 4K edition. I don't normally get 4Ks of older films, but it's Lord of War. It was a good deal, and it's a translucent slipcover. So now the glasses are off, and there he is. It's like, well, Lord of War. I think you mean Warlord. Ah, thank you, but I prefer it my way. Yeah, as a fan of Chicago Fire, this movie is also a trip to see because Eamon Walker, who plays Chief Bowden on Chicago Fire, he is the warlord in this film that Nicolas Cage, his character, is selling the weapons to. A very different character from Chief Wallace Bowden. But yeah, I really like this movie. One of my favorites. I look forward to revisiting it again now that I have a Blu-ray and 4K copy of it. Because I have the DVDs too, but it was overdue for an upgrade. Next up, I wanted to check this one out, but I got this one mainly because my wife wanted to check it out, and it is A Man Called Otto. And really good. We watched it over the weekend. I really loved it. Definitely another great Tom Hanks film. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Gran Torino with the grumpy old man, but you expect him to be a certain way because of his race and his age, but he actually gets along quite well with the immigrants that he's befriended here, and it's a wonderful movie. Really liked it. Well, I guess I wouldn't get a sequel. It's not the type of movie that gets a sequel, but anyway, I really liked it. Hope more people discover it, because I think this was a bit of an overlooked gem from last year. Next up, we have a classic. Got this off the Disney Movie Club, and it is Remember the Titans. Denzel Washington doing his football coach thing. I think every great actor has to do at least one movie where they're a football coach. So Remember the Titans. Woot woot. All right. Next up, not a classic. Actually got panned quite a bit, but surprisingly it's not the biggest dud of from the DC Warner Brothers this year, which I'm sure Warner Brothers kind of wishes it was, just because the other movie bombed even worse. But it is Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and yeah, The Flash did even worse than this one. And I bet I'm sure Warner Brothers wish both of them did great, but once this one kind of crash and burn in the box office, they was hoping Flash was going to at least do better. So it's not been a good year for DC in films. But yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to say here. Let's just open her up. There is the DVD, or not the DVD, the Blu-ray. There's the 4K, still plain Jane. Slipcover has the 100 years of Warner Brothers on there. I'm probably not gonna get another 100 years the way Warner Brothers is going these days. But that's another time, another story. Next up, this one I also got from the Disney Movie Club, and it's another one to add to my collection of Academy Award Best Picture winners. It is Slumdog Millionaire, which I believe won the Best Picture in 2008, if I recall correctly. It might have been 2009. But pretty much put Dev Patel on the map. So who wants to be a millionaire? But yeah, another good movie. Glad to have it in the collection. And I'm running out of steam here, so it's a good thing that we only have one more title to cover. And this one I really loved. I watched it in the theaters, and had to get it so my wife could see it, because I took my mom to see this movie for her birthday, and we loved it. And I was making all these references to the film. My wife didn't get any of the jokes, so she had to see it to get all the jokes too. And it is the Super Mario Brothers movie. The 4K was out of stock, so I went ahead and just got the Blu-ray, but it is the Power Up edition. Really, really love this movie. This could very well end up being my favorite movie of the year. It artistically, intellectually, it won't be the best movie of the year, but as far as pure fun goes, like the most enjoyable film, the one you just had the most fun with, this is the easy front runner so far. There is the DVD. Let's fix my OCD here with the 4K, or not 4K, the Blu-ray. Get you right side up. There we go. And, yeah, this movie wasn't everything an adaptation should be. Because it was a new story, but it captured everything that fans of the games love about those games and brought it onto the screen. And that's the way these adaptations should be. It understood the lore, understood the characters, and all the Easter eggs. It just wonderful. It was wonderful. Loved it. Genuinely funny. All the references made me feel like a kid again, because I was the right age. Like I was a little kid in the 80s, so I was the perfect age for Mario Brothers, because I had the NES and played the original Super Mario Brothers, and of course Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3. Kind of got away from it in the 90s because I switched over to the Sega with the Genesis, but you know that was normal too, because you know the Genesis was portrayed as the more edgier system, you know, and you know, as a teenager, that's why I wanted edginess, extreme. You know, the 90s was the decade of extreme and all that, but and of course, by the time we got into the current century, I had already switched over to Sony and then Xbox. So, but always had affection for Nintendo, the Nintendo characters, and Mario was definitely no exception. And this movie was delightful. And the song was if you know that song was stuck in my head for weeks. And after rewatching this with my wife, it's stuck in my head again. You know the song. Yeah. The ultimate earworm. Okay, guys. That is it for this week. Next week is the big holiday. In fact, there's like nothing really coming out. I might have a few comic books to show, but it's looking like July is going to be a pretty light month overall. I know August will pick up a little bit because I'm expecting some Lightning Collection figures to show up in August. But, so there'll be much shorter videos for a while is what I'm saying, basically. But, anyway, the video is running over 20 minutes, so I definitely appreciate you guys watching it to the end. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up down there below and all that good stuff. And if you want to see more, there's another video right there, one right there, and you can subscribe right there. And I wish you guys a great Independence Day. Have a great week, great weekend. Later, and bye!